One. Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Wolfie here. We are back. Now, the first thing you want to do on this video, as always, is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. And of course, last but not least, my Twitch and my Twitter channels are down in the description below. www.twitch.tv/ConnorWolf and www.twitter.com/ConnorWolf1995. I am literally recording this right now on stream. I'm wearing the same outfit as like my thoughts on the new patch video because I'm recording this while doing my thoughts on the new patch video, if that makes sense. So, what I've got for you today is another episode of the Custom Tactics series that I'm doing in terms of the Custom Tactics on all different formations. Today is actually a bit, I've genuinely, bar like the last 3 or 4 days, I've never used this formation ever on any FIFA. But I know a lot of people have always been telling me that this formation is sick, blah, blah, blah. Actually, all the highlight clips that you guys have seen from my thoughts on the new patch video are actually using this formation. So it is the 4-4-2 number 2 variant. I'm a massive fan of the 4-4-2 flat. So the 4-4-2 with the 2 centre mids. But sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit too... what's the word? Like, I feel like I'm too exposed on my back four. I feel like the 2 centre mids don't drop back enough at times. And I'd never really thought to use the 4-4-2 number 2. I know Zell, he is a big believer in the 4-4-2 too. And I kind of thought to myself, well, surely it'll be the same as a 4-2-3-1, just with 2 strikers instead of the cam. And then that's what I need. Because, like, me personally on FIFA 21, I massively prefer the 2 striker formations. So I thought, you know what, let's try the 4-4-2 number 2 out. Obviously, I'm on the massive pay-to-win account, by the way. R9. Absolute joke of a player. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. 4-4-2 number 2, so you have the 2 CDMs. I now play press after possession loss. Like I keep telling you guys, the press after possession loss is so broken. It's like team press, but it only happens for about 5 seconds, well, about 3 to 4 seconds. It just puts your opponent straight on the back foot, especially if they win the ball off you in their back 4 area. Honestly, your team just goes like a crack team press. So if you aren't using that already, make sure you use that, because believe you me, you will never look back. 5 width, 5 depth. At the start, was it yesterday? Yesterday during Rivals, I was experimenting with 6 or 7 depth. That just didn't work for me because of the press after possession loss. I feel like the 5 depth is like that happy medium kind of thing. So definitely I would aim for around that level, guys. The 5 width, of course. I never like to really go 4 or 3 because I find that too narrow. And I never like to go too wide either because it can leave you too exposed in the middle. And if you go too narrow, it can leave you too exposed on the width. So like I say with all my custom tactics videos, just the happy medium. Number 5 width, 5 depth for me is the happy medium. Definitely something that I feel you guys, if you struggle defensively, lower the depth down to about 4. Between 4 and 5 depth, you won't notice a tremendous difference, if any, really. It's just kind of like the 5 depth is so... they're a little bit higher up, but not too higher up. The offensive style, as always, is unbalanced. Long ball, fast build-up and possession I find all terrible. Long ball's the only one that you could maybe use as a viable option. But at the same time, the long ball makes your players trying to go too far away, so sometimes all your players are miles away from you, so you don't actually have an option to play it short. The fast build-up and possession, I think, are absolutely awful. Stay well away. Even, like, on my YOLO custom tactics, you know, when I'm trying to get back into the game in the last 10 minutes, I still don't even use fast build-up. I think it's an awful custom tactic. Possession as well, you just can't score. I mean, you struggle to create anything. Your players literally don't make a single run off the ball. It's awful. 5 width, 5 players in the box. Again, like I always say with the players in the box, I'm a firm believer of upping the players in the box. If you struggle offensively, then definitely up it to like a 6 or 7 players in the box. I feel like that's a really good angle. But at the same time, I always like to just go for what I always say is the happy medium. Not really too much either way, so not too attacking, not too defensive. Just in that middle G spot, you know what I mean? The width, of course, I always play on 5. Excuse me, that's burps, that was horrible. Corners and free kicks, I always go on 2. On the default settings, there will be 3 and 3. If the only thing you take from this video is that you lower that to 2 and 2, please do that, okay? Because when I play on the 3-3, the amount of, like, say you have a corner and you pass it short and then you lose the ball, the amount of times I concede from my own corner when I play on 3 and 3 is actually mad. I never really noticed it until I played on 2-2 and I concede a hell of a lot less. But this is how the 4-4-2-2 sets up in game. Obviously, we've got Vieira and Gullit as my 2 CDMs, so a bit pay to win, I know. Neymar is the left mid, Mbappe is the right mid, R9 and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. I was thinking of trying that, Neymar and R9 up front, but Ronaldo on this game is just crack. If any of you have used Cristiano Ronaldo, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he is like god tier this year. He really is god tier. And then of course the back four stays the same. 84 Alphonso Davies, that road to the final. I don't know how expensive or how cheap he is, but seriously, you guys need to use him. He is insane this year. In my opinion, the best left back on the game by an absolute country mile. I much prefer him over Mendy. But without any further ado, let's get into the player instructions. My 2 strikers are both on getting behind and come back on defence. The reason I have them on come back on defence isn't actually for defensive reasons, it's actually for attacking reasons. It's so that they're not too far away from my 2 CDMs, so there's not that too big a gap. Or else sometimes your 2 strikers can feel very isolated, like so. Again, if you do find that a bit too defensive or something though, definitely put it on basic defence support. Again, you can't really go wrong for that. You won't notice a tremendous difference between comeback on defence and basic defence support, in my opinion. But comeback on defence does seem to just work for me. My right mid is on comeback on defence, getting behind and getting to the box for cross. Again, it might look like a very defensive setup that I've got, but because I play press after possession loss, etc., it's not really very defensive at all. A lot of the time your players are very high up the pitch. Again, getting behind and getting to the box for cross on your right mid. That is just so they make more runs in behind and then they are in for the box. Like I always say, the more players you have in the box, the more likely you are to score goals. My right CDM is on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking and cover centre. If you guys are going to run the exact same custom tactics as me, definitely have your right CDM as someone that is an out-and-out CDM. So like a Vieira, an Inform Renato Sanchez, a Kante, a Musa Sissoko, okay? And at the same time, my left CDM is on cut passing lanes. The key thing here is balanced attack and cover centre. Balanced attack is so they can get forward a lot quicker and try and score some more goals. My Ruud Gullit, so for example, I use Ruud Gullit. 99.999 reoccurring percent of people watching this video will not be able to afford Ruud Gullit. So again, players like Inform, Bobby Firmino, players like that, players that have got good attacking stats are definitely a good option for the left CDM. The left mid is on the same as my right mid, so come back on defence, getting behind and getting to the box for cross. Again, if you think it's a little bit too defensive, just put your left mid and right mid on basic defence support. It will make it more like a 4-2-2 if you do that. So just remember that. But I like to have my midfield kind of like in a flat line as much as I can, just so it's then harder to break down. That is definitely something that I would look for if I were you guys. And then, of course, both my fullbacks are... Oh, I didn't even realise that, okay. So, my left back is meant to be on stay back while attacking, but it was actually on balance and I didn't even notice. But yeah, both my fullbacks are on stay back while attacking. I do that in a 4-4-2. Because I've got 2 strikers, I don't need the help from my fullbacks in the attacking play. So yeah, that right there, guys, are my 4-4-2 number 2 custom tactics. It is the formation I'm actually using the most of at the minute. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. And of course, last but not least, my Twitch and my Twitter channels are down in the description below. Make sure you go and drop both of them a follow. It is free to do so, and it helps us just keep ticking over, you know what I mean? But anyway, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, bye, bye.